morning, Year 9. So today we're going to be doing expanding algebraic expressions. So the word expand means we're timesing. To expand something means to make it longer, and we're going to make it a little bit longer by working out this multiplication. Okay, so we're going to put the times sign in. You know how to do this. You've done this before in Year 8. So the times goes between the bracket and the thing that's in front of the bracket. Then we're going to draw arrows from the thing outside the bracket into every term inside the bracket. So we have two lots of multiplications to do here. The first one, I'll just cover this up, is 4 times h. And you all know that that's 4h. Then cover up the h, and we are doing 4 times positive 6. So you can use your calculator for multiplying any numbers. It will give you positive 24. And that's all you need to do. It's one step if it says expand. So up here on the next one, put your times in with your red pen between the bracket and whatever's in front. Draw arrows into all the terms inside the bracket, and now we start our multiplying. 5 times 8, use your calculator, is 40. The next bit, cover up the 8, so we've got 5 times positive 3x. Use your calculator for the numbers. 5 times positive 3 is positive 15, and the x goes on the end. Don't try to go any further, it's only one line. We're not going to try and collect these things together, they're not like terms, you cannot go any further. So the next one, we put the times in, draw arrows into every term in the brackets. So we're going to do 3r times 2r, that gives you 6, and then the r times r is r squared. Don't forget that part. Okay, so r times r equals r squared. Okay, in the next part, just cover up the 2r. So we're doing 3r times positive 1. 3 times positive 1 is positive 3. And then put that r on the end. Looking at the next one, we have w times, draw the arrows in. W times w is w squared. And then w times minus 7, you just put your number and then your letter, so it's minus 7w. In the next one, we have 4x times the two terms in the brackets. Let's do the first one. 4x times 3x is 4 times 3 is 12. X times x is x squared. Then the next bit, cover that up. 4x times minus 1, use your calculator. 4 times minus 1 is minus 4. And put the x on the end. Okay, so these ones have got some negatives in them. Just be careful with the negatives. There's nothing out here apart from a minus. So I think you're going to need to get your red pen and write a 1 in, as well as the times. So we're multiplying by minus 1 to everything in the brackets. So minus 1 times a is minus 1a, or just minus a. Okay, we might do 2 lines here. That will come down to just minus a. Now the next bit, minus 1 times minus 5. Be very careful. Use your calculator. Minus 1 times minus 5, and your calculator gives you 5. Now if it gives you 5, it's a plus 5, so put the plus in. And there's your answer. Now in the next one, put your times in. We're multiplying everything by minus 2. So minus 2 times x is minus 2x. And minus 2 times minus 6, use your calculator and you will get 12. But you can't just write 12, it needs a sign, so it's a positive 12. If it's a negative, the calculator will tell you negative. If it doesn't say anything, it's a positive. Alright, in the next one, put the times in. Minus y times y is minus y times y is y squared. Then minus y times positive 9 is minus 9y. Okay, now in these next three questions, we are expanding and simplifying. So every one of them is going to take 2 lines to get out, not just one, because there's 2 things to do. So in the first thing, we are going to expand like we've been doing, but you have to be a bit careful. So we've spot where the bracket is, and we're multiplying by the thing that's in front of it, just the term that's in front of it. It's got nothing to do with the 4W. So I'm going to draw these arrows in. Now with this one, you are going to copy the 4W down first. That has nothing to do with the multiplying. So just copy it down. And now we're going to start our expanding. So we have minus 2 times 5 is minus 10. Use your calculator. Minus 2 times positive 2W, use your calculator, minus 2 times positive 2 is minus 4 with the W on the end. Now when you get to this line, the multiplying has finished. There's no multiplying to be done now. So you can just collect your like terms. 4W minus 4W can be collected together. Now that will give you nothing. 4 minus 4 is 0. So we're not going to write anything down. So we're just going to write down the minus 10 and that's our answer. Alright, the next one. So we're multiplying by the 3x and we're going to do it to every term inside that bracket. And then when we get over to the other bracket, we have a plus 4 that we have to times by to everything in that bracket. So we'll just do it slowly because you can't afford to make errors on this. These questions in the exam will be 2 marks. We'll be looking for this line to be right for 1 mark and this line to be right for the 2nd mark. If you make one little error and you carry it through okay, you'll get 1 out of 2. Alright, so 3x times 2x. 3 times 2 is 6. X times x is x squared. Now 3x times positive 5 is positive 15 with the x on. Now we're over here to the other expanding. Plus 4 times 2x plus a and x on the end. Plus 4 times plus 5, use your calculator, plus 20. So now we're looking for like terms. These terms are the only ones that are like terms. You can't collect the x squared with anything else unless there's another x squared, and there isn't. So we're going to just copy the 6x squared down. Then we're going to do plus 15x plus 8x. So just do plus 15 plus 8 on your calculator, and that gives you plus 23. And put the x on the end. And then we copy down the plus 20 from up there. So these two just get copied. And this is the collecting of the x's. Okay, last question. So we put a times between the thing outside the bracket and everything in the bracket. We draw arrows to it. This one we're multiplying by minus w. You have to be very careful with the negatives here. Multiplied by both terms in the bracket, draw the arrows in. Okay, I'm going to do it slowly. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times minus 2w, use your calculator for the 3 times minus 2. That gives you minus 6, and then put the w on. Now we're over here. Minus w times 2, sign first, number, letter. Then minus w times minus w, this is where the errors will be made. Minus w times minus w is positive w squared. If you get something you think, I'm not really sure, just come to the side with your red pen and think about it. Right, now when you're doing that one, you can put a 1 in front of this if you like. And then you can use your calculator to do minus 1 times minus 1, and it will give you a positive 1. And then you can do your w squared. Alright, so there's nothing wrong with you writing plus 1w squared in that line because you'll just fix it up later and get rid of your 1. Okay, we're going to copy down our 3 because that doesn't have any other like terms. We're going to collect our w's. Minus 6w minus 2w, so press it in your calculator. Minus 6 minus 2, that gives you minus 8, w on the end. In this bit, we've got no other w squares. So we're just going to copy that down. And that's the end of the question. So understand all that work? Today it was only one video, there's no more for me to do with you, and you can just do your homework now. So good luck with your homework, boys.